This is Wycombe Sound. It's your Thursday mid-morning with CeeLo Green, George Ezra, and of course the Eurythmics and Sisters are doing it for themselves. Big day, of course, if you've been getting your A-level results this morning. 8 o'clock they were out. I'm sure a nervous time for many, both students and parents. The parents are often forgotten, aren't they, at these times? Nervous for them as well. Whew, they must get through some nails, I reckon. But fantastic for you if you have achieved the results that you've been hoping for or been wanting to get to university, especially with recent media coverage as well, because of course it's the first time that students have been doing A-level results since the pandemic, of course, when other teacher grades were used to assess how well the students are done. I'm very pleased to say we can speak to the outgoing head teacher at Wycombe High School, Mrs Sharon Cromie, who joins us this morning, along with some students as well who've been getting their results this morning. Mrs Cromie, very good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Great to share your good news, because it is good news. You must be so pleased with what the school has achieved in terms of results.
Yes, absolutely. I'll just speak whole school, and then of course the girls that are here can speak about their own results, but it's just been tremendous. We were just having a chat amongst ourselves before we spoke to you, Colin. You know, if you've been watching the news, reading the newspapers over the last week, it was all doom and gloom, which is, you know, really nerve-wracking for young people when faced with that. But these students have just absolutely excelled, and these are the first public examination results in 3 years. This has not happened since 2019, and these students, you know, had disrupted GCSEs, and they just kept going despite national restrictions, despite COVID, despite school closures, despite that disruption to their GCSEs, despite not being able to see family and friends at times. And they have just been absolutely magnificent, an absolute inspiration. And at Wycombe High School, our results across the board are absolutely superb, but importantly for me, well deserved. These students have worked hard and they never gave up, and these results are an absolute credit to them.
And as you say, we'll speak to some actual students in a moment, but how pleased are you overall with the results of the school, as you say, especially after the sort of readjustment that students have had to make to taking exams again?
Yeah, they're just absolutely magnificent. So we were very ambitious for this cohort because we saw them, they were determined, resilient, they dug deep. So staff matched that ambition for them and worked hard with them. So we got 20% of all A-level grades are A star, 63% are all A star or A, and 86% are all A star to B with 100% pass rate. And over 40% of the cohort I've got straight A stars and A's. But examination results, they are, you know, as far as they go, these are just amazing. But as I said, for me, it is the fact that they are well deserved. They reflect the ability and the hard work and resilience of these young people. And examination results won't define this generation. This generation will be defined by all of those skills that they have developed throughout the last 2 years. They are flexible, they're adaptable, their sense of humor throughout it has been magnificent. They have learnt to dig deep, they've relished challenge, and they have responded brilliantly to the challenges. So they are a generation like no other because they are brilliant, and the workforce and the country are going to be in great hands in the future because of them.
Well, I'm very pleased to say we can put all those elements to the test now, because we can speak to some actual students. Head girl Evie, morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. Alexia is with us as well. Morning to you.
Morning. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. And Aminah as well. Morning to you.
Morning.
I should have done it in alphabetical order, shouldn't it? More like the register then. Evie, tell us a bit about your well, actually, before you tell us about your results, tell us a bit about how you were feeling in the lead up to getting them.
It was the biggest ball of anxiety was in my stomach for the last couple of weeks. Like, it was so stressful. And then the day before, all my stress went. I was like, oh no, where has all my stress gone the day before? And I woke up this morning and I was like, it doesn't feel real, because obviously we've like had the anxiety of GCSE results today, but this was determining the next 3 years of my life, like even maybe more. So it was probably the most stressful morning I've ever had.
And it must have felt strange as well, actually, doing the exams after we said, because of the last couple of years that's not been happening.
Yeah, going into well, at Wycombe High, we do our like we had mocks and our UCAS exams are in the same format. So I did find myself walking into a few of them, being like, "Oh, this feels like a mock. This doesn't have any weight to it. What does this will determine nothing?" But it was a very strange feeling walking out, going, "I'm never going to answer a question on a geography paper 1 paper ever again."
It's really strange, isn't it? I remember when I did my degree, and like, you have all these books, and you take them back to the library, and you go, "Well, that's it now. I don't do those again."
Yeah, saying goodbye to teachers who have taught you. So my drama teacher taught me through GCSE and A level. So saying goodbye to someone that's seen you grow so much as a person, saying goodbye to like an environment that you've grown up in as soon as you put a pen down at the end of a paper is the most like daunting thing I think I've had to go through.
So tell us what grades you got. This is the radio equivalent of students jumping in the air that you see in their papers.
I got A star AA. I got an A star in drama, an A in geography, and an A in politics.
And I assume you're quite pleased with that.
Very pleased.
Oh, many congratulations. They're really brilliant results. And it means you get to go to Bristol to do geography, I understand.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. My dad said this morning, "I told you so." And I was like, "Dad," which was quite relaxing to think I was believed in, but it's also like, I worked hard for this. So
it's a great feeling, isn't it, when you get, because you obviously you know the work that you put in, and people often say to you, "Oh, how do you think it went?" when you've done the exam, and I think you never really can tell, can you?
No, it's so hard to tell at the end of the exam how it goes, because some things went well. There's so like you can look at it in a big picture, you can look at it in a small picture, you can look at the whole paper, you can look at question by question how it went. It's so hard to give a finite answer when people ask, but I think we can all look back and think we worked hard for 2 years. And we had to go over so many obstacles that we deserve today to be a day of celebration.
It really is fantastic news. And Alexia, is that something that similar sort of emotions that you went through to Evie as well with the whole process, really?
Yeah, I got up this morning. Had so much adrenaline that I got up at 6, and I thought, Christ, I have to wait 2 hours to find out. So I was just very nervous. I couldn't wait. I was swiping, trying to find out, but yeah, no, so much relief afterwards. I think for so long, you've worked so long for these grades and these exams, and for it to finally sort of be done is quite surreal. I don't think it's really sunk in yet, but it's really really amazing. Really, the whole process, to feel that much achievement is really quite nice. Yeah.
It's such a great feeling, isn't it? Because there seem to be so many sort of horrible processes. There's obviously the revision, there's the doing the exam, then there's the waiting afterwards, which is almost as bad. But as you say, that release of getting the grades. Tell us what you got.
I got 4 A stars in maths, further maths, biology and chemistry. So I was quite surprised, not surprised, but I did work hard, of course, but it's quite, again, surreal to think, wow, I actually achieved that, because, we've gone through so much, having never really done proper exams, and, different obstacles. We weren't there for half of year 12, that kind of thing was really just mind-blowing to me. So I think a lot of people share my emotions in that.
I was going to say, is that a real extra sense of achievement, really, because of what you've been through, if you like, in the build up to it?
I completely agree that I feel that we, more than other years perhaps, although obviously the last 2 years have been also complicated, but we more so than almost other years, I feel that we really had to go the extra mile and push ourselves, because it's been so different. And yeah, I really strongly believe that we should be extremely proud of ourselves with that.
No, it really is a fantastic achievement. And you're off to Cambridge, I understand.
Yeah, I am. I saw the UCAS application update before the grades, so I saw that and I thought, well, that's a lot of relief. So I must have done well, and yeah, it was really great to see the grades afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. It really is great. I think you literally probably couldn't have done any better, could you?
Yeah, I guess I couldn't have. I mean, it's really strange, because as Evie was saying, you have no idea after the exams, and I really felt that I'd messed up quite a few of them. So after getting that, I thought, well, you never know then. I walked out thinking of some of these exams, oh well, whatever happens, and to see those results is really quite wonderful. So I think other people walking out of their exams should, in the future, for other people coming out of exams, should know that what you feel does not necessarily mean the grade you're going to get. So keep the hope.
No, it's a really good tip. Yes, four A stars is quite a messing up, isn't it? you've really dropped the ball with those. Aminah, as well, congratulations to you. It must be such a sort of relief to have actually got your results at last.
Thank you. Yes, no, it's the same with the other two, because the stress this morning was like unimaginable. I did not expect to go through that much stress. So the 1 hour wait to get to the results was nerve-wracking, but I'm so grateful for what I got, and just so happy for where I'm going as well.
Yeah, tell us a bit about the results that you got.
Yeah, so I got A's in biology and philosophy and ethics, and then I got B in chemistry. So exactly what I wanted and exactly what I was looking forward to getting.
And I've written down Birmingham Pharmacy, which suggests you're just going to a chemist in the Midlands. But, but fantastic, you're going to Birmingham to do pharmacy.
Yes, so University of Birmingham, and it was always my goal to get there because I saw the campus and I went for the open days and I was just so excited, and it was just my final destination. So to actually have the email come in saying congratulations, you've got into Birmingham, I was so relieved.
It must be such a sort of great advert as well for the whole sort of process of, as we mentioned, to the revision, they're doing the exams, and the horrible bit of the waiting.
Yeah, no, I think out of the whole process, the waiting was the worst part. But the exams, because we've gone through so much preparation, especially because the school is so like good at preparing us with mocks and with extra mocks and exams in class, that the actual exams, I felt prepared for them, but the wait you're never prepared for.
I was going to say there's only so much sort of obviously revision you can do, and on the day as well, because obviously you don't know what the question's going to be on the exam. But it must be such a brilliant feeling for you this morning to all three of you really to have done so well, and to think, oh yeah, as you say, it was all worth it.
Yeah, so really happy, and really happy for everyone else as well who've achieved what they wanted.
And Mrs. Cromie, it's brilliant to hear those stories, but I guess there will be students who perhaps didn't get the results that they wanted. What would be your message to them?
Well, yes, it is brilliant to hear the stories of these three young women, and I think you can hear from that, Colin, exactly how mature, how reflective, how resilient they are. And every year there's always a small number who don't quite get what they want. But I think, as the young women have said themselves, that is a moment in time, and sometimes life's path takes a slightly curved direction, but it all ends up at the end of the day okay. And it might feel in the moment when the feelings are raw that it's difficult, but there are many other options out there. There are many courses in clearing, despite what the media is saying, and there will be something for everyone. And a degree or an apprenticeship or employment, if that is what is working for an individual, that is where they will thrive, and that is where they will be happy. And that is always something to self-reflect on. What is going to suit me? Where am I going to thrive? What am I, best suited to? So it can feel emotional when there's maybe not the news that someone wants in that moment, but a deep breath, look at the options and make a considered and well-informed choice, and there will be something there. And school staff are here today to help any students who are in that situation. And of course, other students just quite simply change their mind. They've had the summer to think about what it is they want to do. They might have been, torn between two options, and they might suddenly wake up today, and with the relief of having their actual results, they get clarity about what they really want to do. So there'll be an element of some people changing their minds as well.
And Evie, what will your message be to students who are sort of coming up behind you, if you like, perhaps who are doing A-levels next year or just starting GCSEs and have got this to come and are thinking, oh, what's it going to be like?
I think don't give up. I think that the last 2 years doing A-levels has really taught me how to keep going, keep pushing through, because there is so much fun in sixth form. You're becoming an adult, you're getting on these levels of teachers, of respect. They're seeing you as like young women and growing up, and I think you need to keep your eye on where you want to go. But like Mrs. Cromie said, if the path curves, don't panic, keep going. You've got this. If we can get through it, you guys can too.
And Alexia, what are your top tips, if you like?
My top tips are to just not, in the similar vein to Evie, it's just keep going, because we've all had pretty low moments, and not low, but you know, you've hit an obstacle and you think, oh gosh, I'm not as good as I think I am or want to be, but actually those challenges make you so much more prepared for the end result and for the end exams. And so to just keep that resilience up is really the strongest thing, and just have fun, do the subjects you love with your friends, you know, do what you think you'll enjoy, and you'll end up doing what you want. So yeah.
I mean, I guess that's key, isn't it? The subjects that you choose are the ones that, you know, you think you're going to do well in, and you know, the rest sort of takes care of itself, I guess.
Yeah, and I think my biggest piece of advice for anyone who's going to do A-levels in the coming years is don't compare yourself to other people, because we're each on our own journey, and your destinations and your goals are completely different to everyone else's. So you should always be happy with what you managed to achieve.
Oh, it's a really good message. And how will you all be celebrating, Evie? Have you got any big celebrations plans, or just sort of collapsing and just going, oh, thank goodness that's all over?
I think I'll go back to bed because like Alexia, I woke up quite early today. And I'll probably just relax. I think we all deserve a bit of a deep breath. And we'll see. I'm going to force my parents to surprise me. So we'll see what they have up their sleeve.
Forced surprise. I like the sound of that. Alexia, similar to you, how will you be marking your occasion?
I think I'm going to go out for lunch with some friends, and then I think my parents will take me to dinner this evening, so that's quite nice.
Absolutely. Sounds like you need food after being up so early.
Yeah, need something to keep my brain going now.
And Aminah, what about you? How will you be celebrating your achievements?
Honestly, I did not plan that far ahead, so I've got to have some think now as to what I'm going to do to celebrate. But yeah, just really, really happy. So.
And Mrs Cromie, a final message from you, your overall thoughts on, as you say, how well the students have done.
They have done absolutely brilliantly, and I don't think I need to say anything, Colin. These young women are inspirational, and they are an inspiration to every future Wycombe High School student and current Wycombe High School students. I could not articulate as clearly and as well as they have how they've worked through the last few years, how they've kept going, and no matter what any media, newspaper, report ever says, this is a generation like no other, and they are absolutely to be commended, and we are hugely, hugely proud of them.
Oh, many congratulations to you all. It's been brilliant to speak to you, all of you, this morning on Wycombe Sound. Thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mrs Cromie, Evie and Alexia and Aminah from Wycombe High speaking to us here at Wycombe Sound.
Online, on Radio Player, and on 106.6 FM. This is Wycombe.